Happy Halloween, everyone. How y'all doing? I hope everybody's doing well. Thanks for being here. Okay, I got a confession to make. I thought tomorrow was Halloween, so I was like a day off. But anyway, so tonight's Halloween. Oh, spooky time. It's raining here. Last night, everybody decided to do all their trunk or treats, all the little passing out candy because of the rain tonight. It has been raining all day. So, happy Halloween. Um, I had to put my glasses on. I can't see. Hello, Miss Janice. Thanks for being here. Hello, Cash, if you're here. I deleted a bunch of Cash's comments. They were not quite so good, so I left I left one on here. Hey, brown eyed girl. Hope you're doing good tonight. Thanks for being here. Let's see. We got Millie. Hello, Miss Millie. Love you so big. Hey, James. Thanks for always being here. I appreciate you. Miss Kathy. Hello, Miss Kathy. Hope you are well. I hope you're doing good. And Cheryl. Thanks for being here, Cheryl. There's my TJ. How you doing? Hey, Heidi. And who do we got here? Southpaw. Hello, hello. Thanks for being here. Happy Halloween, everyone. My grandbabies call it Spooky Day. Hi, Heidi. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, I got woke up this morning. It's Spooky Day. So they're cute as can be. But I drove in last night from the lake. I sure did not want to leave the lake, my friends. Let me tell you. I started packing our bags up yesterday, and Ziva, my dog, she looks at me. She looks at my bag. She looked back at me, and then she just laid down on the floor. She didn't want to leave either. So when I opened the door to let her in the car, she was like looking at the golf cart. I said, no, no more. We got to go. Yes, it is, TJ. Those grandbabies are my whole entire life. So, but I went and did an interview today, and we'll see how that goes. They said they should let me know something Monday or Tuesday. So, well, hello, Andy. How you doing? Happy Halloween. So, yeah, everything's went okay today with it. So, we'll keep our fingers crossed. See what happens. Oh, Heidi, thank you. Thank you so much. That's so sweet. Okay, we got to play our little Astros dance here. Let me get it ready to go. Here we go. This is for Heidi. With the bomb, and here's the introduction to the gritty. Oh, I love some Alex Bregman. Anyways, so lots been going on, but yet, Smiley, I love you so big. I do, I do. I hope you're doing well. My heart just goes out to you. It's a hard thing when you lose your mother. It really, really is, especially when she's your best friend. But I love you so much. You have been missed. Man, you've been missed. Hey, Lisa. Thanks for coming in, too. Appreciate y'all. But Lots of stuff going on. People going around still looking for Sebastian, getting new hints. I don't know whether they're true or not. And y'all, I'm going to talk about this, and it's drama stuff, but I want everybody to understand it can cross a line. And I believe it has. Brittany J was on last night, allegedly with Brittany J. I listen to her at night. I'll say hi to everybody, but I hardly ever chat. She's pretty much the only one on it late at night. And so I always just listen to her. She right before she went live, she got an email. And a lot of y'all know this, but for those that don't, someone had sent her an email and said, I just think you should know. Someone in a chat, and it's, on somebody's channel that doesn't like her, made the comment that he knew where she lived, that he felt like he should board up her doors and windows and set her house on fire with her inside of it. Guys, she does not live by herself. She has her 2 boys that are young and her husband. And when the hatred from creators bouncing back and forth get to an escalated point, people that believe in that person, there's crazy people out there that might want to do something about this person that's bothering his creator friend. And that crosses a line. And while ago, she did a live because all day long they've been talking about her and she's causing drama over it. And guys, she just got attacked because if she didn't believe one creator's words, one person in the chat, their words, if you didn't believe everything Tony, Seth, and Nick say to you, your children wouldn't be in danger. Guys, this is YouTube. Things should never, ever get to the point to where a threat on someone's life is being used to make them feel bad, used to talk about them some more. Instead of saying to that person in their chat, whoa, wait up, that's not what this is all about. And then they had the nerve to tell her if she would take the injunction down against this creator, it would help. Guys, it's out of control. And hi, Tiffany. Thanks for being here. And it makes me so grateful that I have you guys to come into my chat and not want to participate in that crap. Because I'm here to tell you, if it would have been me getting that email, and it was somebody giving her the heads up, they even said they're surprised she hadn't been swatted yet. Hey, Rhonda, hope you're well. Thanks for coming. But guys, I probably would have hunted that person down, paid that person a little visit. Because you don't threaten someone knowing their kids are there. That's it's crossing the line. So guys, you be careful whose chats you go into. Be careful what you say when you're in there, because obviously it has gone way beyond just creators bashing other creators. It is insane. And I just, more than anything, want to thank you guys for not coming in here and bringing it here. Because a lot of us, there's several of y'all I see over there in Brittany's chat, you know, but it doesn't get brought here. And I am so grateful for that. So thank you guys. Y'all are amazing. And I'm so proud to have y'all in here. But be careful, because those were not good words that were said. And now they're being used to attack her some more. And it's just not right. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't play games like that. So I can't understand the mindset that these people are in, to sit there and blame her when she's the one that the threat was made against. I mean, it's one thing to say she needs to shut her mouth, or, whatever, but to board up windows and doors and burn the house down with her in it, saying, I know where she lives. That's a little much. So I want you guys to be careful. Y'all be very careful, because it's like, outside of here, I'm not sure who we trust or don't trust or whatever. I don't trust people anymore out there. She did. She gave, called. Matter of fact, we told her she was going to wait till this morning, and then people in chat were telling her, and Justin got on panel and told her last night, call the police right now. Call. Get it on record right now. And so she called, talked to him, emailed him a copy of it. She took him a copy. She printed off this morning. So they have a copy of it all. Yeah, TJ, it was just, that's too much. I just couldn't believe it. Oh, thank you so much, Miss Kathy. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Rhonda. I mean, it's one thing to make a threat about, just shut up, don't talk about me or whatever. I'm going to come after you, blah, blah. But that was very specific. That was a little much. And there are people out there in this world, in chats, that are just crazy enough. They could possibly do something. Hey, Tanya. Thanks for being here. But yeah, I mean, I don't know if this person would do it. I don't know. I don't know who this person was that said it. I don't know who was the one that put it in the chat or anything like that, but you don't you don't know. There are crazy people out there. Yeah, or give ideas of who's really, yeah. It's just crazy. But when you got creators that were in her chat today, and some that I really looked up to in the Summer Wells case, and they're telling her she needs to just drop the injunction and it'll all go away. Well, no. Her house was doxxed before she filed the injunction. They Google Earthed her house on a live one night, talked about it, showed the obituary and the place where the young man died on her front yard, where he was lost control of a car, hit a tree in her yard. And you don't do that. It's just not cool. But, anyways, enough about that. I just wanted to tell you guys, y'all be careful. Be careful out there. Be careful what you say in other people's chats. Be careful about who you trust. Just be careful. Okay. Yes, TJ told her last night to get some chihuahuas. She said they yap all the time and they bite your ankles. Oh, so anyways, she was going today to get cameras. But could you imagine her trying to go to sleep last night, terrified of every little tiny noise? I mean, you never know. I couldn't imagine. But, anyways, who wants to hear the little story about Marie Laveau? It is spooky day today. And so, oh, Heidi, yes, I would be terrified. I would be sitting at the front window with my gun ready to go. I'd be sitting there all night long. She has a young little boy that has autism, and for the police to come, she was afraid that the lights and stuff would scare him and didn't want the officer to come inside because it would scare him. So she had to be very careful. She was going to meet him outside and all this, that, and the other. So, I felt so bad for her. But, anyways, okay. So, this is not a very long clip. I mean, a little video type thing. I think it's like 11 minutes, but it pretty much touches the whole part of Marie Laveau's life there, and she was known to woo men, although she didn't want them. Men were attracted to her because of her beauty. They said she was more white than she looked black, but she had just enough of a mixture that it just made her exotic looking. And so, we think of her in a spooky kind of way, and yet her voodoo was a part of what her mother brought when they came from Africa, and then what herbal stuff she learned. But there's some really interesting stuff to her story. And I have been to her gravesite. We finally found it. And they've had to redo it completely because there's a legend that if you go to Marie Laveau's gravesite, and in New Orleans, they have the little chambers that they put the bodies and just they're stacked on top of each other. And you can get, I think there's 6 in her vault. And you can get bigger ones, smaller ones, but the superstition type saying is if you go to her gravesite, that you have to leave her something. And if you want to get her blessing for good luck with your life after you leave the cemetery, you're supposed to put a black X on there, turn around 3 times to the left. I don't know. But that's what the story is. Because I said something as we are going in to Greg, and I was like, okay, so we need to look for her towards the front part, is where we had heard. And then somebody said, oh, make sure you put an X and turn to the left 3 times. I was like, what? But it's supposed to be, you do that, her spirit will give you blessings of good luck as you leave to take with you. Of course, I kind of casually in the air put an X there because they had just painted her whole vault area because it was completely covered in black X's. And I wasn't going to ride on it. And then I did kind of casually turn around 3 times. And I don't think it worked. I have had bad luck. So I probably did just the opposite. But anyways. Okay, guys, let me get this ready. Put up her little copyright banner. And I'm gonna play the music. If it's too loud, guys, y'all gotta let me know so I don't go half the time with it playing so loud. Okay, let's see. Is that okay? Y'all think? Okay, here we go. Let's get this going. Let's get spooky in here.
There's something to be said about the city of New Orleans, a city that so profoundly captures both the old world and the new in its never-ending nightlife, its renowned cuisine, and the celebration of a diverse African, French, and American culture. Indeed, it seems like the sort of place where if magic could take place, it would be here, in the Big Easy. Of course, this brings me to one of New Orleans' most notable residents, Marie Laveau, the woman said to be the Voodoo Queen. Despite having been dead for over 200 years now, people still say that Marie Laveau has power over the city. Going by what the legends say about her voodoo practices, Laveau would perform remarkable feats, some saying they are nothing short of miracles. In this video, we'll primarily be focusing on Louisiana voodoo, or New Orleans voodoo, which is a product of the religion Voodoo, though heavily influenced by the Christian and French culture of New Orleans, in which Marie Laveau would become a staple of. Although there is plenty of information about Marie Laveau in the legends and lore of New Orleans, separating the fact from myth isn't exactly easy. We know little of Laveau's early life, other than that she was likely born in 1801 to a wealthy plantation owner, as some sources say, and his black mistress. Her father, who is also cited as being Charles Laveau, may also have been something of a politician, going on to become a mayor of New Orleans in 1812. Her mother was named Marguerite, and was also said to be something of a voodoo practitioner. We also know that Laveau would go on to marry a man named Jacques Paris, a carpenter who would give her 2 children. However, Paris would suddenly go missing in 1824, whereby Laveau would speak of his death, claiming to be a widow. Though it's equally believable that Paris had simply deserted Laveau, but that she was too prideful to admit this. After all, she was described as being a beautiful woman, tall with dark curly hair and golden skin. At the pinnacle of her notoriety, tabloids would describe her as having good features. Good features at the time, meaning that she appeared to have the physical traits of a white woman more than a black one. After Paris's death, Marie would begin working in a beauty parlor as a hairdresser. This is actually one of the most important parts of her life, for it's here that she would service the wealthy white and Creole women of New Orleans, whereby they would confide in her their most intimate secrets, desires, information about their husbands, lovers, their estates, and family affairs. Many believe that this wealth of information that Laveau would receive on a daily basis is what gave her political leverage, and is the reason why she was able to rise up through the social ranks. Laveau would later begin a relationship with a man named Louis Christophe de Glapion, a man from a powerful local family, whom she would birth 15 children to in rapid succession. It would lead her to quit hairdressing and devote her time to raising her brood. It's here she began to take interest in her mother's voodoo practices and traditional African beliefs. Voodoo had a sinister reputation for itself in Louisiana, and was even banned at several points. Many believed it was the art of the devil, and that it was here to usurp Christianity, turning Christians and good folk onto a darker path filled with mystics and magics. Of course, many who held this view were not entirely familiar with voodoo and traditional African beliefs, and were likely to embellish the practice to serve their own agenda, citing it as evil, corrupt, or otherwise blasphemous. But this didn't stop Laveau and many of her clientele from practicing voodoo. In fact, Laveau herself would learn most of her craft from a voodoo doctor in New Orleans, who was simply and rather insidiously known as Dr. John. What separates Louisiana voodoo from voodoo and other forms of voodoo is the Catholic influence that people like Laveau infused with it. Louisiana voodoo would incorporate holy water, incense, statues of saints, and even consisted of Christian prayers, thus making it more acceptable to the upper class and more appealing to those who were devout to Christianity. A lot of Laveau's beliefs included spiritual forces, as is common in all voodoo, whereby the spirits which are summoned can be either benign or mischievous. The idea was that these spirits connected with the followers of voodoo, guiding them, imparting some form of divine knowledge, or simply bringing good vibes. How this was achieved was through a mixture of dance, music, singing, and even the use of snakes. In fact, Laveau herself was even said to have worn a pet snake around her neck, which was named Zombie. Some of Marie's notable services as the Voodoo Queen include the selling of gree-gree bags, an amulet originating from Africa that is said to bring fortune and protect the wearer from evil. The gree-gree bags were said to contain a variety of ingredients that were blessed by voodoo queens or voodoo doctors to bring the wearer a certain effect or destiny. Charms, magical powders, ailments, and desire-granting ornaments, including those that could destroy a customer's enemies, were also sold by Laveau. She would also conduct spiritual readings, telling fortunes, giving advice to those who sought it, and casting spells including cures, charms, or even curses for the right price. However, some historians believe that Laveau's feared powers were actually just clever acts, and that all of her divine knowledge about people's lives was merely acquired by the recording of many secrets that were spilled to her by her clients. Bearing in mind, she would be serving many prominent households in New Orleans, some of them likely to divulge certain sensitive information, given her warm and compassionate persona. It's suggested that Laveau would use this information to further her own status, or would use this information to build the idea that she was indeed all-knowledgeable. Another account has it that Laveau would use the black servants of rich whites to obtain information, and that she would do this by either instilling fear into the servants, threatening to curse or hex them, or simply pay them off. There is one story of Laveau's powers that would captivate all of New Orleans. Supposedly, a wealthy man's son was accused of a rape allegation and was set to face a long jail sentence. The evidence against the wealthy man's son was damning, and it looked to be an open and shut case. Desperate to ensure his son's freedom, and out of all options to achieve it, the wealthy man went to Laveau for aid. In exchange for her success in this matter, he would offer her a house. Laveau agreed and hosted a voodoo ritual where she underwent a form of self-torture. She placed 3 ridiculously hot guinea peppers in her mouth and held them there for hours as she appeased to the spirits. In voodoo, the belief is that the spirits take pity on those under great suffering, and so Laveau would use her pain to draw the spirits out and grant her what she sought.
We use a guinea pepper, hotter than Hades. When the gods see this willingness to suffer, to sacrifice, they pay attention.
On the day of the hearing, Laveau snuck into the courthouse and placed the guinea peppers that had been in her mouth under the seat of the judge. Some believe that the energy from the spiritually enhanced peppers caused the judge to set the wealthy man's son free. As was the agreement, the wealthy man would then grant Laveau the house he had promised her. However, some historians dispute this case, stating that if such an occurrence did in fact take place, then it's likely that Laveau would have known the judge through her social circles, or would at least known something incriminating about the judge for which she would have used to blackmail him with. Of course, she would have still used her voodoo theatrics to convince New Orleans that she did indeed possess magical powers, but some believed that the basis of her powers was merely political manipulation and intimidation. When Laveau passed away in 1881, she was said to have died with a smile on her face. Reporters of the time referred to her not as a sinister practitioner of dark magic, but as the kindest woman who ever lived, a saintly figure who nursed the sick and spread compassion amongst the diseased and the condemned. Laveau is buried in St. Louis Cemetery, in the Laveau-Glapion family crypt. The burials are in vaults above ground, where Laveau's tomb attracts many visitors, even to this day. Many slabs in the area, including Laveau's own tomb, are marked by visitors with an X symbol. The idea stems from a decades-old rumor that Laveau would grant wishes from beyond the grave if an X was marked on her tomb. Supposedly, the ritual goes something along the lines of marking an X on the tomb, turning around 3 times, knocking on the tomb, and then yelling out your wish. Should the wish come true, then the wisher would need to come back, circle their X so others would know of Laveau's power, and then leave the Voodoo Queen an offering. One of Laveau's daughters, also named Marie Laveau, was said to carry on her mother's mantle after her death. By some accounts, she was the splitting image of her mother, though what she had in looks, she lacked in her mother's spirit. Some have said that she did not possess the warmth and compassion of her mother, and was more inclined to inspire fear. One of her most notable talents was the ability to fulfill the desire of any man. She would hold lavish parties at Maison Blanche, a building for the congregation of blacks and whites in New Orleans, where women would dance naked for men, politicians, and high officials. Essentially, this building, amongst others, would become something of a brothel. But it was never raided by the police, who feared that if they intervened, Marie Laveau II would curse them. Some would say that Marie Laveau II drowned in a lake after a big storm. Ever since then, both Laveaux have sunk into obscurity. Marie Laveau continues to be a central figure of Louisiana voodoo, however, and of New Orleans culture. It's said that gamblers even shout her name when throwing dice, or before big stakes. Additionally, there have been multiple tales of sightings of the Voodoo Queen, even to this day. And that wraps up the tale of Marie Laveau. But was she a powerful Voodoo Queen, capable of cures and curses, and contacting spirits? Or was she more of a political player, using a network of spies and her own cunning to enhance and embellish her abilities? You tell me in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video and hit the subscribe button. Our next occult legend comes from Jewish history, whereby a rabbi created a creature.
Okay, so that was just a little history of Marie Laveau. And I always heard more of a creepier side to her, but they say that she was like everything I've been looking up recently. They say she, raised her kids. She used to do hair and do all the rich white women's hair. And when there was an outbreak of sickness in the city, doctors didn't have a cure, and they would go to her. The whole town was coming to her because she used natural herbs, and they were all getting better. And they say when she did pass away, that her funeral was huge, and it was all cultures of life that was, present there in New Orleans, and some came from out of town, from all around, because she had done good things for them. So, does she possess all these evil powers, freaky voodoo powers? I don't know. Some people believe in it, some people don't. But after learning the little things that, I heard about her, I was really surprised because it put her more in just an everyday person type of form. Hi, little dove. Thanks for coming in. Hi, old coot. I saw you come in a while ago, too. So anyways, that wasn't very long. I didn't want to play anything real long, but there are several other little things out there. Yeah, TJ, I wouldn't piss her off either, just in case. I don't want to find out. I don't need no voodoo doll being made out of my hair. But, the town of New Orleans, they believe in those curses. They believe in the voodoo. People that born and raised there, they believe in it. I was told to come back in October. We went in November, but I was told to come back. I think it was the end of September, 1st of October. Sometime they have down at the riverbank. Lots of the people who practice voodoo all go there, and they do their dances and stuff. They have their fires going, and all the little things, and people just go and sit and watch. So I was like, I think I'm good. So anyways, I didn't have a whole lot tonight. I just wanted to kind of get on here and play that a little bit, do something different. It's Halloween. I did wear my Salem Witch shirt. Got this big old overstuffed sweatshirt. Put the air down like on 70 because it's really hot today and muggy. But anyways, I figure there are probably a lot of people doing the trick-or-treats with the babies and stuff. And I think tomorrow we're going to talk about Sebastian. We'll go over a few things with his case. And then Saturday, if y'all want to talk about something different, let me know. Send me an email. Give me some ideas. And then Sunday, we'll do our Summer Sunday. And I promise I'm not going to skip out on y'all this time. I promise we'll do it. But I'm so happy to see Smiley back in with us in chat. Hi, Jody. How you doing? Thanks for being here. Little Dev, thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate y'all. But yeah, there's a lot of people that don't like Halloween because of it being so satanic-like. And, I just look at it this way. It is what we make it to be. We lived in a place when my kids were little and growing up that there wasn't many houses to trick or treat at. And so they did, when they got older, they might go visit with the elderly people and they would get some candy brought home with them. But we turned it into a night of, we ordered pizza and they picked out a movie and we'd have movie night. And, the night before was always, trick-or-treating at the churches and stuff. So when my kids were little, we really didn't do a lot of it. They did their dressing up for school and stuff. Austin, my middle son, my middle one, he, at their school, they could dress up like a book character. And, oh, how cool. Yay, Ginger Girl. My kids loved it. They had piles of candy already, so they didn't care. But when the kids were little for school, they would dress up like a book character. And then those that dressed up and they had their book with them would do a parade through the whole school. And they're both dentists. James, that's funny. But Austin was like, I don't know what I want to do. Everybody does the same stuff. And he was just like, and Kaylee, she says, you have to do it. Everybody at school does it. You got to dress up. And he said, well, what books do you have? She went and got the books. Of course, she's got girl books. And I don't know if any of y'all remember the books of Amelia Bedelia. I don't know if you remember those books, but my daughter loved them when she was young. And so she went in there, and her and Austin were only 13 months apart. And they're about the same size. They look like twins practically. And she dressed him up and put a little braid up in his hair, just like the book character. She got her little shoes out, got her little fluffy socks, and he went to school. He was Amelia Bedelia, and oh my gosh, the teachers are cracking up laughing. And of course, I'd always go to the parades and watch them, and they kept saying only Austin would do that. And he stayed dressed like that all day long. So, yeah. Anyways, they had fun. They would have a good time. But we always had, when they were little, the trunk or treat thing. And the Saturday before Halloween, we had a little bonfire at my aunt and uncle's and roasted weenies. We'd go on a hayride, and they'd have them pinatas. So they had their fun, but the night of Halloween, we just stayed home and hung out. So, yeah, Millie, it was a fun memory. I got pictures and everything. What a goofball. Shh. My granddaughter's coming up.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. What are you doing? Don't get on here.
Boo.
Give a potato. Hey, did you feed goats?
Not yet.
Go feed, okay? Okay. Go feed, okay?
Get all on the street.
I love you. No, he's no, he hurts too much. He's good. So, anyways, that was, go feed the goats. But, well, guys, I think I'm going to let y'all go. I don't know what's going on out on the streets tonight, but I just wanted to do a little something different tonight for y'all. Just have a little fun with it. But I do thank y'all for being here. Appreciate y'all so much. And y'all remember, be careful out on the streets. Be careful in chats. And if there's ever anything you see that is that serious of a comment being made, take a screenshot of it. Somebody's going to need that, because it needs to stop. But we're not going to have it over here, okay? And welcome back, Smiley. We love you so much. But y'all have a safe and happy Halloween, and I will be back tomorrow, and let's do some talking about Sebastian, okay, guys? We haven't talked about him in about a week, and everybody else is starting to lay off because of all the crap out on the streets. It's ridiculous. Even Silver's on the scene is getting threats, and he ain't stopping. Go him. So we'll be back tomorrow, probably around 6. It seems to be a good time for everybody. So it's what we'll do. We'll make that our goal, and let the love lights shine bright in those chats. That's right. I tell you, Silver doesn't care. Yeah. And it's kind of where I'm at. I don't care. I really don't. But that was Brittany. That crossed the line. It really did. You don't threaten to board up someone's doors and windows and burn their house down with them inside. That crossed a line. And it is so sad because they're obviously not here to talk about Sebastian. They're not here to help find Sebastian. And that's okay. If that's what they choose to not talk about, that's their decision. But leave those of us alone that are trying to. Go into a whole nother genre. There's plenty out there. Create your own new genre. But, you know, those of us who are trying, leave us alone. That's all I would say. Because it's getting out of control. So, y'all be careful. I worry about y'all. But keep being who you are. Okay? All right, guys. I love you all so much. Y'all have a super great night. And